Hey, Dad. Oh, man, I didn't expect you so soon.
Hello, Andrew. I just heard something that resembles music out there in the hallway. I hope it hasn't replaced the mighty fortress as our god.
Oh, no, I didn't know you took any interest in church music, or church, for that matter. I'm sorry. Let's try again, okay? Welcome to Landview, Dad.
Thank you, son.
I'm sorry, I don't want Mr. Buchanan's suite. I want my own suite and on a different floor.
Certainly, Mrs. Buchanan, if that's what you want.
No, it's not really what she wants at all. Vicky, it is exactly what I want. Darling, I don't want you to move back in with Asa. But there's no reason that you have to live in a hotel, okay? Come and stay with us at Landfair.
Oh, hi, sweetheart. Your bags are all taken care of. We'll take them straight up to your room.
Thanks, darling. What are you doing? He's doing exactly as I asked. But, darling, you went to Nevada to bring Renee home, not to encourage this separation.
I'm not encouraging
Don't blame Clint.
anything.
It's my decision. Then reconsider, please. Clint, tell her. Come on, you need to be with family now while you weigh your next move. My next move is weighed, wrapped, stamped. I'm divorcing Asa. I'm making a new life for myself, and the sooner, the better.
Darling, you look marvelous.
And darling, you're greasy.
No, Schlick. See? Schlick Sanders, private eye. And you, my dearest, are Peaches, my private secretary.
So do you think Jack of the Fence is going to fall for this?
Honey, you just stick to that script. He'll be shaking in his two-tone shoes.
Well, I don't care where he shakes. As long as we get him to admit to Mr. Gannon that he is the one who sold those diamonds to Carlo, which means that Alex is the one who has framed you. What is this for?
It's for putting it on the line for me, Tina. You are one in a million. Give me.
Hey, you. How can you go thinking romance at a time like this? We've got a job to do. Ain't it right, doll? Follow me.
That's my girl.
Damn it, Gannon, what is your game?
One Life to Live, brought to you by Imodium AD for diarrhea, the choice for one.
Oh, poor Clint. He must be bored silly. He had to hear the whole sorry story all the way back from Reno.
You're not boring me, Renee. But I can't help but think that Asa, in his own clumsy way, was trying to apologize.
Apologize?
Yes, apologize.
He arrived in Reno, filled with bourbon and righteous indignation, barged into my hotel room as if I was a runaway child. Clint has a point. We know Asa. And when he realizes that he's wrong, he leads with his anger. But what right does he have to be angry? I mean, he was the one that was caught with his pants down. Figuratively, almost literally.
All right, so maybe he made a pass at Blair.
Or maybe he was encouraged a lot.
Look, Renee, Pa knows that he made a mistake. Hell, he flew all the way out to Reno to try and say he was sorry.
Look, I don't think you guys are listening. He's your pa, you're trying to defend him. But this time, Asa is indefensible. Actually, I don't have the time to say anything, even if I had something to say. I promised Andrew I'd meet him at the church. Good. Well, you go on then, and I will check myself into my room, my very own room, and get some rest.
Renee, why don't you and I sit back down and just nice and calmly and quietly.
Clint, please. I really am not in the mood for a lecture.
No lecture, no lecture. I was thinking of a cup of coffee, just you and me. Okay, I won't be playing devil's advocate. I'll just listen. Hell, I was even thinking of buying the coffee.
Oh, sounds like a pretty fair offer, if you ask me. All right. But I want you to know, I have washed my hands of Asa Buchanan. He wants that little tramp, he's welcome to her.
Morty, I have been a fan of your work ever since I got to The Intruder. That piece that you wrote on sex education in the schools, first rate. Dorian didn't like it. Well, we all know that when Ms. Lord was editor-in-chief, she had her favorites, didn't she? But, you know, new chief, new favorites. Yes, in fact, your next assignment will... Oh, no. You know, maybe I better not ask you to take this one. It concerns Dorian herself, and it may be a little too close to the bone. Well, if you insist, she has taken the corporate jet to Canton, Ohio. Why? Good question. Bring me good answers. Most likely she won't be alone. Her pet photographer, Jason Webb, you got it. So you'll have to be on your toes. Just let me know where they are, what they're up to, and get back to me. Happy hunting.
Took you long enough.
Hey, what's that?
To put Sarah Buchanan's name on the list. It's like suddenly you realize that she's just as capable of killing Carlo as anybody else.
Slow down, Maggie. Capable is a long way from culpable.
The point is, Sarah was not at the Mountain Lodge the night of Carlo's murder.
She said she was at the lake.
Oh, yeah, for 2 hours, in the pouring rain.
Well, also, now, she told us about her drug problem. Now, that took some guts.
Oh, hey, the lady's a blonde tower of strength. Maybe that tiny little frame might even be strong enough to settle a score with an old enemy.
No, I don't buy it. I can't see a woman like Sarah Buchanan plotting and planning a murder, much less standing face to face with a cat like Carlo Hesse and plugging him 3 times in the chest.
A woman like Sarah Buchanan.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, I don't know what neighborhood you've been hanging out in lately.
From the same neighborhood you come from, Vega, and don't you forget that.
I don't, but could be you do.
You telling me that I don't know my roots?
All I'm saying is that maybe you've been wearing that suit so long, you lost track of something really basic. Something you learn on the streets, okay? Crime comes in every shape and size, every color in the rainbow. From the penthouse to the poorhouse, from boxer shorts to pantyhose.
I haven't forgotten that, Maggie.
Yeah, so don't let yourself get fooled by Sarah Buchanan's cute little nose and her big blue eyes. Oh, remember Ma Bates? She was a lovable old broad until they dug up her basement, and what did they find? What, 11 graves? Oh, no, wait, maybe it was 12.
Okay, you've made your point, all right?
No, let's remember Heather Smith. Everybody loved her until she buried that hatchet deep into her boyfriend's skull. And then let's not forget Lucy Oswald. She cut her mother up into little pieces, and then she packed her in ice.
All right. You win. Sarah could have done it.
Thank you.
Yeah. But I still put my money on another lady.
You know what this means, don't you?
As your lawyer, I haven't had time to consider all the ramifications.
Damn it, O.W., I am telling you what the ramifications are. If Kane Rogan is no longer considered the primary suspect, you can bet your big, sweet, fat retainer that I am.
Alex, I swear to you, I will do everything to ensure that the spotlight of suspicion never...
Please, I am not paying you by the word. The only way that you can ensure my protection is to try to help me figure out a way to put the spotlight of suspicion back on Kane Rogan right now.
Today, leading health authorities urge us to eat.
Does your uncle know you play this kind of music?
It's called jazz, Dad. It's been around for quite a while. And yes, my uncle the bishop knows all about it. He has a preference for Duke Ellington himself.
Oh, really? Surprises me.
Dad, you know my music, it's still just a hobby.
Like bird watching?
As a matter of fact, yes.
You get that from your mother.
Please sit down.
I remember those mornings she'd leave the house, her binoculars, her Wellington boots, that hat with the silly floppy ears, all to catch a glimpse of a red-breasted something or other. What compelled her to waste that kind of time, I'll never know.
Maybe it made her happy.
Watching birds?
Well, you know, Dad, everybody's got a hobby. For some, it's bird watching. For others, it's collecting antique weapons.
My interest in military history is not a hobby. It's my work.
I know that, Dad. I wish you could have seen some of the medieval artifacts that I saw when I was over in the Middle East.
Oh, yes, that Java business. What an adventure.
Well, I probably shouldn't have brought it up. I really don't want to talk about it.
Well, I can understand you're not wanting the world to know about it. I appreciate your sensitivity about this.
Well, you know, it's not really that.
Well, you know, my sources in the intelligence community gave me the inside story. They told me you went into this police state on your own, went up against this madman Ghazi, got this young man out of the country safely. What was his name?
His name was Jake. Jake Harrison.
Jake Harrison. An arms dealer, wasn't it?
No, he was just a guy.
Well, he was an American, and you saved his life.
I only did what I had to do.
Spoken like a soldier.
No, sir, I was being a friend.
You don't have to be modest, son. I don't know many men who would lay their lives on the line for a friend or kill for one.
Please, Dad, I really would rather not talk about that.
You did this world a favor by taking out General Ghazi. To tell you the truth, I didn't know you had it in you. I'm proud of you, son.
Yes, sir. You would be.
An estimate from the Lambview body shop.
Yep, this is for work done on Asa Buchanan's car. His big silver car.
Wait a minute. This estimate is dated.
2 days after Carlo's death. Before you say coincidence, the description of the damages, driver's side scratch, blue paint traces, all match the landlady's story.
Not bad, Vega.
Gracias, amigo.
Okay. Now, that might make Asa a viable suspect. But come on, without more proof?
All right. This is from the body shop. The body shop still had the old fender of Asa's car in their junk heap. So I had the lab check the blue paint traces with Mrs. Spritz's car.
Perfect match.
Mm-hmm. So Asa Buchanan is not just viable, boss.
But look, even if Asa's car was involved the night of the murder, that doesn't put him behind the wheel. It could have been anybody. It could have been Kane. It could have been Renee, a chauffeur. Could have been someone who borrowed the car to set Asa up.
Which is why I've called in Mrs. Spritz for a follow-up. Maybe she'll remember something that would help us figure out who was driving Asa's car that night.
That's what I keep telling myself. I don't know. Maybe the bargain I made with Tina and Kane will cancel out the other one.
You really think they'll be able to come up with something against Alex?
Well, they've got the motivation. If they can't prove that Alex planted those diamonds in Kane's room, well, Kane is back to being suspect number one, and Tina is in the cell next to him for a long, long time.
Help you?
That's the idea, honey. Name's Peaches. Peaches Corn Dog. I work for Mr. Sanders, Mr. Slick Sanders.
Never heard of him.
Oh, well, he's heard of you, Jackie. Mr. Sanders is a classy private eye. In fact, he's so classy and so private, he don't buy through normal channels. No wholesale, no retail, just direct from the source. Understand?
So what is it you Mr. Sanders buys?
Well, none of this pawn shop stuff. See what I mean? He's always out there looking for that special item.
Not special.
38 special.
That can be hard to handle.
Oh, the hotter the better. Unless, of course, you can't handle it, Jackie.
With or without the silencer.
I knew you would do business with us. So how much?
For you, cutie, 100 even.
Nice.
Got a doll face?
Got it, Angel.
What is this?
It's a bust, all right? Just put your hands on the counter. Now!
Good boy, Jackie. You just keep cooperating like that, and we're going to be the best of friends.
You looking for anything in particular, Dad?
Yeah, the Kerrigan book I sent you Christmas. Mask of Command. It's the best book on military leadership I've ever read.
Yes. Well, it's in the bedroom, I think.
You never read it, did you?
So how long you gonna stay in Landview, Dad?
What you really want to know is how soon am I leaving?
Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way.
Well, the answer to your question is I don't know. I thought we'd use this lecture I'm giving at the university as an excuse to get reacquainted. Spend some time, talk.
Maybe even listen.
You don't cut me any slack at all, do you? Even when I make the gesture?
Well, you know, I'm just not a big believer in gestures. You're the one who always went in for salutes and things.
Why is it? Everybody else in the world has some respect for me, and my own son doesn't.
I do respect you. I don't think you respect me.
Well, that's not true. That rescue mission you took to the Middle East, that gave me hope. Hope that you became the man, finally, that I thought you could be.
Great. So what do I got? I gotta go and kill someone before you finally look at me as a man? Is that the way it goes?
Don't twist what I'm saying.
I have an appointment, Dad. Now, it's really not a real important appointment. It's just a christening, but,
Andrew, please,
let's not. You stay here as long as you want, Dad. But I have really got to go.
I want him, O.W. I want him badly.
I sympathize, Alex, but the police don't seem to think Kane Rogan is a suspect, so
You're going to have to make him a suspect.
Me?
You're a lawyer. You're an officer of the court. It's your duty to come forward with material evidence.
What evidence?
When God made you, why did he make you stand in the slow lane?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Carlo was definitely murdered by Kane Rogan. I know that.
Well, he is certainly one of the primary suspects, but...
No, he is the only suspect. I was Carlo's wife. I know who his enemies were, and Kane Rogan was at the top of that list.
Well, the district attorney doesn't seem
Well,
to...
Hank's trying to pull something. He's probably trying to point the suspicion toward me.
Probably. I mean, he's probably just rash enough to do something like that.
Then we have to point him back in the right direction. Maybe tip him off that Carlo was blackmailing Kane.
Oh, Alex, I don't think...
We have documents to prove that Kane was skimming from Mesa Buchanan. We have bank statements from the Cayman Islands about an account that Kane had opened. I saw them with my own eyes. All you would have to do was go to the DA, tell him this, and it would provide a clear motive for Kane's killing Carlo.
But the moment that I do that, I'm implicating you in your husband's blackmail scheme. Now, I may be in the slow lane, but I don't think you want to do that, do you?
No. Don't push your luck. So the blackmailing thing won't work. There's got to be something.
Alex, you scare me when you get that look. You scare me when you don't have that look.
Diamonds.
What diamonds?
Oh, I planted diamonds in Kane's room. Oh, don't look so shocked. And don't forget about lawyer-client confidentiality either. Now, I know that Gannon and his people have those diamonds, and yet it's not mentioned in the paper. We're talking about incriminating evidence. And Hank's being silent about it. I wonder why.
Entrapment!
Shut up, Jackie, all right?
Hey, I wasn't born last Tuesday. I know you. I know the both of yous. You sold me the diamonds, and you said you was Alex Hesse.
Relax, Jackie. We're just trying to do our job.
What is this, some sort of setup? Just trying to put the squeeze on a small businessman? I run a clean operation here. I got my rights.
I said, shut up, Jackie. Now look, no one wants to waste the taxpayers' money on you, okay?
Oh, so I'm not important enough to waste the taxpayers' money on. Is that it? Let me tell you.
Look, sleazeball. Look, we know you're a fence, all right? And no. We don't care where it comes from. What we want to know is where it goes to. All right?
What is this?
It's called a deal, Jackie.
Well, let's hear it.
Peaches?
Entrapment!
Shut up, Jackie, all right?
Hey, I wasn't born last Tuesday. I know you. I know the both of yous. You sold me the diamonds, and you said you was Alex Hesse.
Relax, Jackie. We're just trying to do our job.
What is this, some sort of setup? Just trying to put the squeeze on a small businessman? I run a clean operation here. I got my rights.
I said, shut up, Jackie. Now look, no one wants to waste the taxpayers' money on you, okay?
Oh, so I'm not important enough to waste the taxpayers' money on. Is that it? Let me tell you.
Look, sleazeball. Look, we know you're a fence, all right? And no. We don't care where it comes from. What we want to know is where it goes to. All right?
What is this?
It's called a deal, Jackie.
Well, let's hear it.
Peaches?
All right. We tell the DA what a swell guy you are, and then you tell him about a certain sale of certain diamonds.
That's right. Blue South African diamonds, to be specific. Remember? The ones you sold to Carlo Hesse?
Well, if you ask me, Kane Rogan is to blame for everything.
Clint, Kane was not in the stables. Asa, and only Asa, was in Blair's arms.
Fine, but who got the two of them together? Huh? Who poured the booze that clouded Asa's judgment? Who did his level best to make Asa suspicious of you and Carlo?
All right. Blair and Kane deceived me. But the fact remains, I'm not married to them. Asa deliberately destroyed everything that we had built together.
Renee, what if it was just one kiss? One stupid, drunken kiss?
No, Clint. It was more than just one kiss. It was all the cruel, heartless acts leading up to it. Not to mention the crude, self-serving explanations he's been dishing out ever since.
Renee, I'm not defending you. But do you have any idea how irrational Claw became at the thought of you and Carlo?
Oh, so it's all my fault now.
I'm not saying that. But Kane Rogan fueled the jealousy. Then he poured bourbon on the fire. And then Blair got into it. Now, under the circumstances, I find it a little hard to hold Asa accountable.
I'm sorry. Are we talking about a child here or a grown man? You know, it is time that somebody made your father accountable for something.
Renee, if you'd like to leave,
Not on your life.
When he's certain I've gone.
Oh. Well, now that I know who you are, I see that there's a resemblance between you and Andrew.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Well, he really takes after his mother, I believe.
Your son is quite an extraordinary young man. I don't know what our family would have done without him.
Well, it's nice to hear he's making a mark for himself.
Oh, yes. Yes, for someone so young, he has very rare insight and sensitivity. You must be extremely proud of him.
Andrew has always been conscientious.
Well, that I'm sure he gets from his father.
I don't think so.
General, you're so modest. Your career and your service to your country are downright legendary.
I did what I had to do.
Something wrong?
Andrew just used those very words to describe his Middle East mission. He did what he had to do.
Ah, well, perhaps there is more resemblance than you think between an old soldier and a young man of God.
Look, honey, there's nothing much to remember. My dog, Johnny Carson, was barking like crazy. So I threw on my raincoat, I grabbed my umbrella, and I took the poor thing out for a walk to his favorite fire hydrant. Understand?
Right. Then you heard the gunshot.
Well, it could have been a backfire. I'm not sure, like I told you before.
Yes, yes, ma'am. 3 loud sounds in rapid succession.
Well, I still say I thought it was a car. Anyway, it's thundering and lightning, and Johnny Carson's going berserk. And then the backfire. Bang, bang, bang.
You're sure?
I just got through telling you.
Okay, so the gunshots were the last thing you heard.
Well, if that's what they were. Anyway, I tried to calm Johnny Carson down, and then the next thing I see is this big silver car weaving down the street.
Weaving? Are you sure?
Oh, honey, I got eyes. I mean, I know when somebody's driving under the influence. I mean, that car looked like Alberto Tomba skiing to the finish line. It went zoom, swish, zoom, swish, zoom, swish. And then all of a sudden, pow!
Pow?
It skidded into my blue baby. And that's what I call my little compact blue baby. And he put a scratch in my door like that.
Yes, ma'am, but the driver of the silver
you
car...
don't listen, do you, dearie? I told you I didn't see his face. Or hers. I mean, that could have been a woman driver, couldn't it?
Mrs. Fritz, is there anything else that you remember from that night?
Oh, it was raining pretty fierce. I mean, we went to the fire hydrant and we went home.
Well, maybe there was something you might have noticed when you got back home. Maybe through your window.
Are you suggesting that I'm some sort of frustrated female who has nothing better to do all day but peek at her neighbors?
No, ma'am.
All right.
I would never...
Look, it just so happens that I looked out the window to check about the storm before I took Johnny Carson out, and that's when I saw the woman. I mean, she was wearing pants, but I think it was a woman.
Woman? What woman?
Oh, didn't I tell you? I mean, the one in the raincoat?
What raincoat? I mean, what color was it?
Well, it was red. Well, maybe maroon. Well, she was running down the sidewalk, and she was trying to get out of the rain, I guess.
Okay, wait. Now, she was running from... Was she running from this direction?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Oh, Mrs. Fritz, you've been so helpful. Okay, wait. I have one more question for you. Could this possibly be the person that you saw in the raincoat? Mrs. Fritz?
Maybe yes. Maybe no.
Why do you bother to read the menu? Have whatever you like. But then again, you always do, don't you?
Renee, I'm glad we have this opportunity.
Are you?
Yes. I want you to know how sorry I am about what happened at the country club.
Oh, I thought you said nothing happened.
Yes, that's what I mean. I hope that Asa has been able to convince you that our moment in the stables was completely innocent.
Innocent? When you use that word, aren't you just a little bit frightened that you might get struck by lightning?
Clint, you know your father. Please, tell Renee there wasn't anything to it.
Well, yes, Blair, I do know my pa. It's you. that I'm not too sure of. You see, the last time you swore up and down about your honesty, the banner got slapped with a libel suit.
You know, must have something to do with my old, not-so-sterling days in Nevada, but I could always smell a con artist a mile away. I don't know what it is that took me so long to get a good whiff of you.
And I thought the Buchanans were open-minded.
We are. Stupid we ain't.
If you'll excuse me, I think I'll wait for my guest in the lobby.
If he's a male, I hope he has an iron constitution and a good lawyer.
I think perhaps I'll wait for Andrew in the sanctuary. Good luck with your lecture, General.
Miss Buchanan, what kind of minister is Andrew? Does he have the aptitude for it?
Well, you've known Andrew a lot longer than I have. You don't need me to tell you how gifted he is.
I'm afraid I've never taken much time for the church.
General, this is none of my business.
I wouldn't have asked the question if I weren't willing to hear the answer.
Are you always this direct?
It's sometimes the shortest distance between 2 points.
My father used to say that.
Victor Lord.
Did you know him?
By reputation only. He once published an editorial when it was suggested that I run for an elective office. I'll never forget the quote. With the singular exception of General Washington, good generals make bad politicians.
That was father.
I admired his honesty. I would appreciate yours.
Well, all right. I think you would have a deeper appreciation of your son if you took the time to see him in action, if you went to hear one of his sermons.
I don't respond to sermons. I just wanted to know if Andrew has been of service. You see, the Carpenter family has a coat of arms. Silly kind of thing, but we're very proud of it. And the motto is, we serve.
Oh. Well, in that case, yes. Andrew has lived up to your standards and exceeded them. General, this was my daughter.
I noticed the picture. She's quite beautiful. You said was?
Yes, Megan died 2 months ago.
Oh, Mrs. Buchanan, I'm terribly sorry.
Thank you. She suffered a very long and debilitating illness. And your son was with her every step of the way. He was her strength. He was her confidant. And then he risked his own life to get her husband out of jail and bring him back to her just before she died.
That would have been Harrison, the man he rescued.
Yes. Jake was Megan's husband.
Mrs. Buchanan, I know what it is to lose a child. I had another boy, a man, William. He died a couple of years ago. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be burdening you with this.
No, not at all.
I don't know what possessed me. I usually don't talk like this to people. Please accept my apology.
No, please don't. I'm sorry if I said too much. Goodbye, General.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Look, Stephanie, no one's doubting the statement you made. I just need to go over a few things with you. Okay, maybe you just might be able to give us the break we need.
Break? I thought you had your suspect.
Well, if you mean Kane Rogan, he's just one of several. I was hoping you might be able to narrow the field. Now, you said you were out with your friends the evening your uncle was murdered.
Yes, I met Joey Buchanan at Wanda's. We were helping out with Al Holden's birthday party.
What time was this?
I think it was around 9 p.m.
How can you be sure?
Well, I remember Max complaining a little later that it was 9:30 and Al and his friends should be thinking about going home.
And did they?
No, of course not. They were having fun. We were all having fun until...
Stephanie, can you think of any reason why your uncle would want to go to Max's house that night?
No, all I can think of is the diamonds I told you.
Yeah, the diamonds Carlo stashed in the attic.
Yeah, maybe he thought that everyone was out of the Holden's house and at Wanda's for the birthday party.
Yeah, I thought of that too. I mean, there's no way he would have known that Julia Medina didn't go along. I mean, as far as he knew, the house would be empty.
Yeah, and you know how much he wanted those diamonds. I mean, he even sent me up her to Max's one time.
What was so important about those diamonds? I mean, for him to risk breaking into the house himself. Stephanie, whatever you want to tell me never has to leave this room.
She wanted them.
She?
Alex. Alex was obsessed with having these diamonds. And my uncle was obsessed with her.
All right. I'm going to try to stay calm about this. You're telling me that Tina Roberts and Kane Rogan came to your shop, and then I want to know what happened.
Yes, but what I'm trying to
No,
tell
you
you
just
is...
answer me the questions, all right? Now, Tina Roberts and Kane Rogan dressed up like some kind of undercover cops, and you fell for this?
Me? Never, Mrs. Hesse. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I saw straight through them from the start.
You did?
Yeah, see, they were trying to entrap me, make me talk to the DA, like I would squeal on Carlo Hesse or his lovely widow. I mean, you know, give me a break already, huh? That's why I came straight to you. You know, I figured a smart lady like you, you'd be grateful.
Oh, I'm grateful, Jackie.
You know I'd never tell tales on you with the DA.
Yeah, of course you wouldn't.
So, should we now talk about just how grateful you are?
I'm a little busy right now, but I will be more than happy to show you how grateful I am after you talk to the DA.
Oh, sure. After I... Say what?
You heard me. I want you to keep your appointment with the district attorney. We wouldn't want to obstruct justice, would we?
I should have seen it coming. Well, I know that now. But it all began so innocently. That Christmas party. She seemed like such a sweet young thing. So lonely. So grateful. All those times they spent together, horseback riding, at the racetrack. I thought he was just being helpful, giving her the benefit of his professional advice. And then... Asa?
Renee? Renee? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, let's go check on your suite, see if everything's all right. That is, if you're sure that's what you want to do.
Oh, Clint, I need to powder my nose. Can I meet you at the desk?
Oh, fine. Take your time.
Not yet. The stock is still in a free fall. As soon as it hits, then buy.
Hey, the big key is for the front door, the middle key is for the back door, and the little key is for Asa's study.
I don't understand.
I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom, darling. From now on, Asa is all yours.
All right, Rogan, if you're trying to pull a fast one over here on me, man.
Mr. Gannon, you can relax, all right? When Kane Rogan gives his word, you can take that to the bank. Might have to wait a few days for it to clear.
Listen, Jackie Defense promised he'd be here at 6 p.m. sharp.
Right. Now, I got a con vouching for a fence. I got nothing to worry about, right?
Believe me, Mr. Gannon, we put the fear of God in poor Jackie. He cannot wait to tell you everything he knows.
Yeah, that's right. See, Jackie can place those diamonds in Carlo's possession. Then all of a sudden, Carlo dies, and they're in my room. Now, who else could have planted them but Alex?
Yes, and why would Alex try to frame Kane unless she's the one who killed Carlo?
Mm-hmm. Real neat. A little too neat.
You know, the problem with you, Gannon, is that you've lost faith in your fellow man. Right now, take me, for instance. Now, when you let me go, you thought I was going to split town, didn't you?
The thought did cross my mind.
Yeah, but he didn't. He went right out and he found the evidence that's going to clear his name.
And that's not all. You remember that bracelet, the one you found next to Carlo's body?
Yeah, it's still tagged as evidence.
Yeah, well, see, I remember last being aware of it on my wrist when I was at Giorgio's restaurant.
With guess who?
A-L-E-X.
Bingo.
C-I-N-G-O.
Look, the point is that it either fell off at the table or in Alex's penthouse. Whichever. I just know it wasn't on my wrist when I went to meet Tina at Wanda's later.
So?
Well, so Alex was the only one who had the opportunity to grab that bracelet and plant it next to Carlo's body.
Oh, come on, Gannon. Just face it. We've done your job for you, so why don't you just get the warrant ready for Alex's arrest? Come on.
Mr. John J. Farquhar to see you, Hank.
Okay, bring him in.
Hey, Jackie, I knew you'd make it.
Jackie, hey, this is District Attorney Gannon. Look, I know you're nervous. Just try to calm down, relax, tell the truth, huh?
That's why I'm here.
Great.
Okay, Mr. Farquhar. Okay, Jackie, let's start right here. You recognize these?
All right, now just take your time, Jackie.
Just tell him your expert opinion, huh?
I'd never seen these rocks before in my life.
Oh, like the mystery writer?
Exactly. Agatha Kramer.